Hi, everybody. Dr. K back with you for contact tracer training. This is Unit 4, Part 1. Really, the heart of the matter. We're going to talk about the basic steps of contact tracing. And to look at these 6 steps initially uh, and how we go about the process. First step, introduce yourself, get to know the case, establish some rapport. Second step, inquire, figure out the case's likely infectious period. Third step, identify contacts. So you're asking the infected person about their contacts during their infectious period. And then step 4, isolate your case, provide instructions, support to your case regarding isolation. Ask for the challenges that they might experience in isolation, try to help them, provide support. And then the fifth step, you begin your tracing of all the different contacts that person had been exposed to, your case had been exposed to. Talk to their contacts, ask about their contact symptoms, offer quarantine instructions, and then finally, step 6, implementing regular check-ins, see how your cases and their contacts are doing until their isolation or quarantine ends. Help advise them with that throughout the process. So, as we put the steps together, the first 4 involve talking to the case, calling the case, uh, inquiring about what, infectious, how long they've been infectious, what symptoms they've had, getting to know them, helping them identify their contacts, helping them with isolation issues. And then step 5, again, starting to talk to the contacts, informing them about the fact that they've been exposed, asking them about their symptoms, offering them help and support regarding quarantine and quarantining issues. And then finally, step 6, regular check-ins with your cases and your contacts. So in step 1, when you're introducing yourself, you say, "Hi, this is Joe. I come from this organization, from the health department. Is this Johnny? Hi, Johnny. Nice to meet you. Uh, I need to discuss some sensitive information with you. Uh, you know, uh, First of all, can I confirm your birthday and your address?" Letting them know that you found out that they tested positive. They may not have known that yet. Ask them if they're talking to their provider yet, and tell them the importance of the call, how it's for their safety, it's for the public good, it's to help them with their family and their friends and the people they've been in contact with, letting them know that this call is confidential, and letting them know that you're going to need a few minutes of their time, asking them if it's a good time, asking them if they're in a good place to talk right now, or if not, making arrangements to talk later. And very importantly, asking them how they're feeling, asking them, you need to figure out if your case might need more medical care than they're getting. Perhaps they're having trouble breathing. Perhaps they have a chest pain that won't go away, confusion. Perhaps, this is something that, you might need to help them refer to immediate medical help. When you're asking them about their infectious period in step 2, you need to find out when the symptoms started. Ask them if they felt like they had a fever. Asking them if the fever has improved without medication. Perhaps they're feeling better now. And if they don't have symptoms, ask them when they got tested, when they first tested positive, because you need to calculate the period of time that this case may have spread to other contacts. And you need to figure out who was close to that period, close to that case during that period of time when they were infectious. So you identify contacts. You ask that. You ask questions of the case. Uh, who have they been around? Who do they live with? Uh, who were they face to face with within 16 feet during their infectious period? Have they had direct contact, kissing, uh, exchange of food, etc.? You might ask them if they've had any, if they have any housemates that come and go. Maybe they're willing to look at their calendar, at their social media, or at their text messages to jog their memory on who they've been in contact with and where they've traveled during the infectious period, because we need to find out who they've been in contact with to prevent community spread or spread to other communities. And we need to advise about isolation in step 4. We need to explain isolation to them and ask them if they understand, and ask them if they have a plan. Do they need help with a plan for isolating? Ask them whatever challenges they might have regarding isolation, and maybe offer them resources that you know of in your community for people who have challenges as far as isolation is concerned. Explain to them that isolation means that they really need to try to eliminate their contact with other people, unless maybe they need to see a doctor, and if they live with others, maybe they need to find a different place to stay, or maybe if they can't, maybe they need to use their own bedroom or bathroom as possible. Maybe if they're around people, they need to wear a mask inside the house. So it's very important that you ascertain with them that they have a plan, that they have a safe place to stay. Ask them if they're going to have any food needs or medication needs or mask needs. Really get an understanding as to their understanding of the implications of isolation, and help them identify what challenges they have, what concerns do they have about their own responsibilities and the mental health of themselves and their family. Maybe they have to take care of parents or kids. Maybe they're the only one employed in the home, or perhaps they're experiencing domestic violence at the same time. You're going to experience everything as a contact tracer, and you need to have tools and be ready to adjust and make accommodations for people when necessary. And know the resources that are available in your area. 211 is a number that most people could dial for community resources. Know where the food banks are for people who need them in your area. What local social services are helping during the pandemic. What neighborhood, community, church support groups are available to help with isolation and with the individual needs of cases and contacts. And then when you wrap up the call with the case, make a plan to follow up with them. Make sure you've established a relationship with them. Answer their questions. Thank them for their time. Let them know that there's a way for them to contact you if they have further questions. Let them know that you'll be checking in on them. And, develop that rapport that when you call them again, they'll be receptive to you. And when you initiate the contact tracing, when you talk to the contacts, they may not know that they've been in close contact with someone with COVID. Ask them if they have symptoms. Find out their challenges, their issues with quarantining. Answer their questions. Like what they may want to know, how can they get tested? How can they get a letter for their job or landlord if they have COVID issues regarding work and rent? Maybe they need masks. So make a plan to follow up with these contacts throughout their quarantine period. And of course, you're implementing regular check-ins with your cases and your contacts, helping them determine when they can end their isolation. and quarantine. Finding out when you call back your cases, how are their symptoms now? Are they better? Are they worsened? Do they unfortunately make new contacts that need to be contacted? Do they need support for continued isolation? Maybe it's become untenable at home. Ask their contacts how they're doing, whether they've developed symptoms during their quarantine. Maybe they need help with quarantine issues. And in summary, so we've talked about the steps of of case investigation and contact tracing, introducing yourself, developing a rapport, inquiring about the infectious period of the case, identify contacts, offering isolation instructions and help, providing resources for that, and for also with the contacts, providing resources for quarantining and offering quarantining instruction, and then finally having a system of regular check-ins with your cases and contacts. You're integral to the prevention of community spread in your area. This is a very important job. It's not a complicated job, but it requires organization, and it requires a degree of tenacity, I should say, on the part of the contact tracer, and that's why the information in this unit, part one, is so important to your effectiveness as a contact tracer. And I'm Dr. K, and I will be back with you again for Unit 4, Part 2. Bye.